Mitch, and we're getting married.
Don't tell Greg. Okay.
Okay, Mitch, do you wish you could have aligned with anybody more strongly in the game?
I mean, probably Tim at some point. I mean, that was part of my demise, but I don't know if we ever would have been able to align because I think both of us knew we were playing like kind of a sneaky social game, and I was scared that he would call me out on that. So that's why I kept my distance, hoping I would have a moment to kind of get in this game. But if I could think back to a relationship that I probably should have fostered more, I think it was with Tim earlier in the game rather than closer to my demise.
Do you think that near the end you campaigned a little too hard to say? Do you regret anything you said or did?
I think if I hadn't campaigned, I would have regretted it a lot more and still would have gone home. Do you know what I mean? I think I had to go guns blazing, pull all the stops, and especially because I was beside Joel, who's like a sweetheart, and he was the guy who was straddling the middle, the same position as me, but was just less of a threat physically and socially. And so I knew I had to like really work on the dynamics between other people in the house and how they perceive me and make myself an obvious target. And that was my idea. It was like, if I'm an obvious target, then people might want to keep me here because it will protect them. So I don't regret it at all. I'm glad I at least got to do that before I went home. Whether it was the right move or not, I'll never know, I guess, but it was fun.
What was one of your favorite moments inside the house?
Favorite moments? I think that week on the block, like it was stressful and like it was a crazy week, but it was really fun. Because my first half of my game was quiet and behind the scenes, and then when I was called out, I got to just kind of like open up and play a new game. And part of what I wanted to do was be adaptable in this game and change my game through different stages. And so I'm glad I got to show that. I would have been upset if I just played my quiet game and left that way. Do you know what I mean? So I think being on that week, obviously I didn't want to go home, but it was still a fun week. Not for you though. She was traumatized.
Yeah, no.
He was going to go.
Yeah, this is a long process eventually. Do you think you've learned anything new about yourself moving forward after your...
Yeah, I think for me, especially like how much I love my boyfriend and my family and how attached I am to like the work I do outside of here, it was hard to step away from all that. But you learn so much about yourself and the things you appreciate outside of here, and a little bit about who you are and what you're willing to do and what types of things matter to you. I feel like the things I got upset about in here like told me about who I am and what kind of, you know, empathetic person I might be and how I could feel for other people. So I definitely learned a lot about myself and about who I want to be in my life.
That's awesome. And Nikki, we all know you're from the UK. A lot of Canadians just absolutely love you. We enjoyed watching. Your series is played very differently in UK as the public is following. Our formats are very different. Was there anything you liked better here in Canada, how you played the game?
I found this Big Brother so much harder than my Big Brother. It's just like, in my Big Brother, you get to the final by, well, the public kind of choose their winner for their nation, and here, the winner usually does all the cheating and the lying and the backstabbing. And for me, that was just so like upsetting and frightening and intimidating. So I just, as soon as I got in the house, I kind of aligned myself with people that I felt genuine, like Mitch and Joel and obviously Tim, who I felt, you know, they were my real friends. I wasn't playing, I had no strategy, I didn't know what to do. It is just survival in this house, isn't it? It's dog eat dog. And I just struggled so much, but it's made me so strong, and I've, like, the connections that I've formed are so strong compared to, you know, in the UK, you just don't know, like, until you get out really, and you know here where you stand with people, and I think this is so much more challenging, but it's so much more rewarding.
What did you learn about yourself going through this process?
And I learned that I don't too much put my mind to anything. I mean, I probably won't achieve it, but I'll give it a go.
Do you think that your friendship with Tim will remain on the outside as well as Cassandra?
100%. I'm just so, like, I love that boy so much. And I'm so happy for him that he did well. It's a game, and, you know, that's what happens this, you vote out your best friend, and you know, I had a lovely time at jury, so do me a favour. I wish I'd have got there when Mitch did.
Okay, we're done.